Hey guys, it's Ricer Boy, and I'm back because we bought a new car. Well, ladies and gentlemen, and what's honestly probably over 90% gentlemen, what we ended up buying is a 1994 Honda Civic LX sedan, and we got this car for only $500. This car has the D15 B7 motor in it and a 4-speed automatic transmission. And I know it doesn't look like much, but the reason why we bought this car specifically is that Ricer Boy and our team of racers are going to go to 24 hours of lemons with this vehicle. We will officially be entering a 24-hour endurance race, transforming this humble little 5th generation EG8 Civic into a race car. And I'm going to tell you exactly why. So the first reason why this generation of Honda Civic is amazing is that for whatever reason, Honda decided to give it 4-wheel F1 inspired double wishbone suspension, which is great for racing purposes. Additionally, this entire 5-passenger sedan barely weighs more than my 2001 Mazda Miata, which is insane because basically all modern cars weigh double what this would normally weigh. And then the final reason why we decided on getting this Civic for our Lemons car is that we have an unhealthy attachment to Honda Civics with blown head gaskets. And our very own Rice Man was here to make the decision and to help with repairing this Civic to send it to racing glory. So this is the interior of our Camilla Red LX. As you can see, it's quite luxurious. There's quite a few bits of this interior that we can sell off in order to recoup money for modifications. But we are thinking that modification-wise, it makes a lot of sense to focus on wheels, tires, and suspension, and then for making the powertrain as reliable as possible. There are ways to add horsepower, and we do think that the 4-speed automatic transmission will hold us back. However, we're definitely open to suggestions of what you guys think would be the best way to make this car last through a 24-hour race, and perhaps even win it. Now, don't be fooled by the low cost of entry for entering 24 hours of Lemons. This is a real race, which means using real racing equipment, helmets, roll cages, and having an actual pit crew. And in order to take in all of these expenses, while I have been the deadbeat dad of car YouTubers and not making any videos for a while, I have been saving money throughout this plague time in order to make sure that our race team will be fully prepared to win this thing. So with the help of some friends, we're hopefully going to send this Civic to victory. So, what are the objectives for today?
Today, we are going to do a compression test to see how screwed up this engine is and whether or not it's worth repairing.
There's the heart of the beast, the D15 B7. So we do know it has a blown head gasket, but we're basically going to see the bill of health for everything else. So that way we'll know what we have to do. Alright, go for it. Oh, it sounds amazing! Man, that exhaust pipe is the size of a quarter. Oh, yep, we just broke it. We broke the Civic. That was fast.
That's it! Call it a wrap.
Wait, fire up, boys. Oh God. Well, the smoke went away, so I guess it healed itself.
Let's check the blow-by. Oh dear.
Let's just carefully put that back on. Pretend like that's not happening. See, what's good is that if you want to change your hair and get a perm, you just simply put your head over that, and then your hair gets some nice volume added to it.
I need that.
And let's see how the spark plugs are. Oh, that is juicy. It is dripping. I don't think that's supposed to be like that. And number 4. Well, at least that one's dry. I think we found the problem cylinder. So we just removed the spark plug, and there is steam and smoke emanating from the hole. That is not how a plug is supposed to look.
It's steaming.
Wow. There's plug number 2.
It's not coming out of there. Absolutely covered in oil.
Plug number 3 is going to be exciting because that's the one where oil was just dripping off the coil pack too. Or, I don't even know what to call it. This thing uses a distributor still. As you can see, whoever last torqued these spark plugs have no idea what a torque wrench is supposed to be.
Oh my god.
I think the plug might be fused to the block. Let's see what it sounds like when you just put the tool in. It's just the wet, squishy sound of oil. Because that's normal. At least that plug wants to come out.
Cylinder 1 is still smoking.
Yeah, that and the other thing that doesn't come through with video is the smell of this thing. Is the combination of Mobile 1 and burning gummy bears. That's how I can best describe it.
Covered in oil.
Plug number 4 right there. Alright, so ignore the tornado sirens in the back. This is plug number 3, and it is coated in all things oil.
So we going by pull apart today?
They close at 4:30. I don't know if we'll have time.
Yeah, there is a chance, people, that we might need to get a full new engine and transmission, but as long as it's under budget, it's totally fine.
2 is all oily. I can't see 3.
Good.
And 4 is kind of oily.
Yeah, 3
So-
is definitely the worst.
So, compression test time on number 1.
Sure. Good. Alright, what does the compression test say?
150 on cylinder 1.
Is that what we're looking for?
That's not bad.
You know what the factory spec is?
I'll calculate it later.
See, this brings me back because the last time we did a good old compression test was in the Sentra days. Rest in peace to that car.
Good. 160.
Note how there is steam pouring out of number 1. That's probably your head gasket issue cylinder.
Good. 190.
There's more compression in the cylinder with all the oil in it?
Yeah, dude.
The oil increases the compression.
Yeah.
Let's do it again to see if that was.
incompressible.
Let's do it again. See if it was a fluke.
Yeah.
Crank her over. Good. 180, 190.
Interesting.
Good. 180.
180.
See, I was the closest. I should win something.
This engine still got good compression.
Yeah, I think the rings are probably good. I think if there's any oil burning issues, it's probably valve seals based off the fact that it only happens when it starts. So valve seals are something we can replace with the head while we do the head gasket.
So, rings are good.
Rings are good. That's good.
Yeah. Good news is we have
You know
one
what?
good part to the car.
We need to keep tally. Good part.
Check it out, there's a 57 Thunderbird. Sweet. So now that we've jacked up the race car, let's get walked through on what we found with being able to finally look under it for the first time.
Well, as you can see up here, the upper ball joints are completely trashed. And when you move the wheel around, there's a good amount of play. There's quite a bit of play in the suspension. So we're thinking ball joints, tie rod end, and then on the driver's side, needs a new CV axle.
Also, we got some leaks in the steering rack, so we're probably going to change from power steering to a manual rack. But when it comes to the fundamentals, like the A-arms, the spring, and the struts, those all look good. So people, if you had any question of just how bad the steering rack is, it is currently pissing all over the jack. So power steering system, not doing so hot. So to continue with our theme of getting diagnostics, we are now taking a sample of the oil and we're sending it to Blackstone, and they're a company that actually tests engine oil that you send to them in order to determine the health of an engine. So with that data, we'll be able to figure out what exactly is wrong with this car, and how far we can get the engine to go for this endurance race. So one more interesting thing that we noticed about this car is that we also inspected the exhaust system, and if you look underneath the car, there actually used to be a catalyst in here, but what happened is that the previous owner or someone cut out the catalyst and just welded in a straight pipe for that segment. And they didn't even use flanges, they just welded it to the factory downpipe. So that's why the car is completely loud and raspy. It sounds like a swarm of angry bumblebees. Also, there is a chunk of wood that holds up the rear window. Well, everyone, there's your introduction to Camilla the Race Civic for 24 Hours of Lemons. There's so many exciting things to happen with this, and in the future we're definitely going to replace that head gasket, do some repairs to make it reliable, and of course sell off the luxury features to recoup some money to put into mods, because since this thing has power steering, AC, ABS, and a lot of luxury features, we're going to sell all that off so that way we can modify this thing. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. As always, thanks for watching. Peace out.